Well, I guess this is a field test to see in theory how this kind of video making would work, with me just kind of walking around talking, giving a bit of a narration. See whether I actually like it or not, whether it's actually got legs. So if I just turn the camera around, we're currently on the Campion Hills in Leamington Spa. It is the 23rd of April 2026 on a gorgeous April morning. Excuse me. So the Campion Hills was always been a favourite spot of mine since I was a kid. I used to live up a hill street, which is probably about a 10-minute walk kind of in that direction. My grandparents also lived in Leamington, which is kind of over that direction at Wellington Road. So there was a lot of walking between the two houses. I was also at school at St Paul's, which you can't see, but it's actually at the bottom of the hill down there. So this hill, Campion Hills, played a major part of my childhood, really. Didn't tend to play out a lot as a kid, but on the few rare occasions that I did, the Campion Hills was kind of a destination to come to, have a kick around with a football or just go exploring through the woods. As I got older in my teenage years, it was a great place to come and mull over life, as you often have to do as a teenager, trying to work out your place in it. If you were having kind of mental health issues or any worries or anxieties, just coming up here, sitting out in the sunshine, listening to music with your Walkman, taking in the views, was a great way of getting a bit of peace of mind, really. So this is a very special spot for me, really, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people. The trees you can see over there, I think that area is known as the Beeches, and I think that's mainly because there used to be some kind of mansion house there, I think, years ago. Certainly there is an underground water reservoir that was built to supply the house with water, and apparently that is still there underground somewhere. The telecommunications pylon that you can see is a well-known local landmark. If you're Leamington born and bred, you know that pylon. You can see it from miles away, and it really just kind of pinpoint the Campion Hills. If we continue down here, we'll come to what I always thought of as the main Campion Hill, and it always seemed absolutely huge when I was a kid, but actually when I look at it now as an adult, it's really a small hill. But again, it has a special place in my heart. I can remember after finishing sixth form, I remember nursing a broken heart on the top of that hill. I used to come out on a summer evening with my headphones, listening to probably Susanna Vega at the time, and just allowing nature to kind of mend me. And you get to the point where you realise that actually, although sometimes you can have bad experiences with people, the world itself, the world of nature, is actually beautiful and perfect, and it will heal your soul if you're quite willing to sit here and just soak it up. So if we head to the top of the hill, this is where I end up falling over. I could get up there a lot quicker when I was 18. A bit different now that I'm 57. So some great views out over Leamington from this spot, and I would kind of sit here on a summer evening listening to music. You can just make out All Saints Parish Church. You can make out, I forget the name of it, but there's another church on Brunswick Street there, and a block of flats you can see along is it Tatchbrook Road? No. Anyway, that's also a local landmark that people from Leamington know quite well. If we just head down the hill, we'll actually see my old school. St Paul's junior school. At the time that I went there, it was solely a junior school. The infant school was kind of separated a bit further in town and was actually in Cross Street. But I think that was sold some while ago, and now some IT tech firm now operate from there. The old St Paul's Junior site now encompasses, I think, a nursery, infant school and a junior school. So any kids can come here now, right from preschool age right the way to the point where they go on to secondary school. On the whole, I've got really happy memories of being at St Paul's School. You can't see it at the moment because the trees have just exploded with their spring finery and everything's hidden behind a beautiful curtain of green at the moment. But when I was at St Paul's School, this school, it would have been between, I think, 78 and 81. So shout out to any people who were at St Paul's School at that time. I think Mr Taylor was the headmaster at the time that we were there. I think we had a year when he took a sabbatical and we had a horrible headmaster, who I'm not going to name, although I dare say he's probably long dead by this point. But he was absolutely vile, and none of the kids nor the teachers particularly liked him. But on the school, this was on the whole, this was a great school to be at. Very friendly, great community. I can remember being in one of the school Christmas plays while I was here. I had the honour of being a sheep. The only thing I remember from that is making a mask, which I kept for a long while before it mysteriously disappeared in the way that school things mysteriously do when your parents decide to have a clear out in the house. I'm not blaming them. I don't blame them at all. Now I have kids, I totally get it. So this is St Paul's School. Doesn't look like it's changed much since I was there. A bit of a couple of roof extensions I can see, and some new buildings around the back. But on the whole, the layout is very, very much the same. And this is Upper Holly Walk. We're about a 5-minute walk from Leamington Spa town centre. And I think what's lovely about Leamington is you're not really too far away from being able to get into some green spaces, or even literally right out into the country. Leamington's got parks and little play areas and green spaces all over the place. It's kind of known as Leafy Leamington, and I'm hoping that you can see why, or this should really speak for itself. And this area here, I always forget the name of this. I think it's Greenwood Court. This will take you on to Newbold Comyn, which was another favourite haunt if you were a local. At the time that I was a kid, we used to have a golf course here. That kind of fell into disuse over the years. I think various businesses tried to take it on. Couldn't really make any money, and I think eventually the whole idea was abandoned. And now Warwick District Council have installed kind of a biking area, but it's also free for people to walk around as well, and you're kind of free to roam and just take in the views, and the views there are also lovely. So I'm going to break off a little bit until we get out onto the common. Hello again. So I've now walked to the bottom of Greenwood Court, or what I think of as Greenwood Court. We're now at Newbold Comyn Barn, and what used to be the old golf shop, as you can see, although the external structure looks pretty much the same, I think inside now it's more of is it a bike repair shop or bike hire shop? So the old golf course now, as I said, has been turned into kind of a bike trail. At the time it was being done, I felt a little bit ambivalent about what they were doing, because I'd rather they just left it to nature really. But having taken some photos of this area, I have to say the trails do lend themselves to being quite photogenic. And as you can see, it's not like we're overrun with hundreds of people cycling. So for walkers like me, it's still a great area to kind of have a bit of a wander. And the trails themselves, I suppose, do kind of lend themselves to you wandering off and taking routes that you might not normally have considered. This is an absolutely stunning area if you're a lover of trees like I am. The trees here are absolutely gorgeous any time of year. I do like seeing winter trees in their bare bones, but this time of year when they're all out in their brand new green finery, it's also rather lovely as well. The areas that have been fenced off over there, I don't know whether you can see them because the sun's quite bright. I think these areas are going to be for wildflowers, or just kind of left to nature in the hope that we can assist the local butterfly population, which I think is a great thing to do. I'm a very, very keen photographer, and I do like taking photos of butterflies and other wildlife when I'm out and about. So anything that encourages more of those type of beasties to the area is to be encouraged. So I'm just heading back now to where I parked my car. So this is only really going to be a short video. It's kind of a litmus test to see whether this kind of voice narration video is something that I want to continue with, whether it's something that viewers to the channel actually want to hear and want to see more of. If you prefer this type of content, or you want to see this type of content alongside my usual non-narrated style video, then drop me a comment down below. I will also obviously take a view on it myself, because I might get back, listen to this and just be absolutely cringing and decide that it's not worth putting out, but we'll give it a go. So if you're a regular viewer to my channel, Warwickshire Walks and beyond, thank you very, very much. It's only really a little channel. I started it a while back after something deeply unpleasant happened to me, and I needed to do something, have a hobby that was healthy, that got me out of the house, out and about. And as I like photography and I like walking, this seemed the ideal solution, really. If you like this video, please tick the like button. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button as well. It's totally free. Each additional subscriber I get really does help the channel. I'm a long way off from being able to monetize this channel, but it is an ambition of mine. I don't think I'm ever going to make a fortune doing it, but I really don't care about that. If I wasn't making videos for the channel, I would still be doing these walks. I would still be taking photos. But if sharing them gives other people some pleasure, then that makes it all worthwhile. So yeah, so thank you very much. Stay tuned for the next video, and if you want any more videos with me narrating them as I walk around, drop me a comment. See you next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.